Welcome, folks, to another exciting college football matchup. We've got an intriguing neutral setting for this battle here today. We've got a terrific matchup for you today. Fans have gotten here early, and they are ready to get this game underway. As we'll see a team from the ACC, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on the 16th-ranked team, the Boise State Broncos. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. The Broncos will kick this deep to begin the game. And the returner elects to fair catch it, no return. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? Linebackers maybe trying to confuse the line with some movement. He'll hand it off. They'll bring him down right at the 30-yard line.
It's a good, solid gain. 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
Important second down play coming up. Dropping back. It's King bringing pressure. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a third down.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
So ball at the 30. This is a manageable third down play for the offense. Quarterback making adjustments down to what the defense is showing. Third down play here out of the shotgun. Caught quickly. We stop him out at the 42. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
And the Yellow Jackets have 1st and 10 here. Off the play fake, looking to throw. And he dumps it off to the tight end. And he's shoved out of bounds with the defense short of the first down marker.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Gives it to the back. And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
The Yellow Jackets are moving quickly down the field. On first down, why not keep it on the ground? They test the middle of the defense, but get nothing.
Well, that's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits. They're holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Here's the second down play. Here's that defense shifting again. On the ground, it's Haynes. Just a 4-yard gain, so it sets up 3rd and 6. Third down coming up. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Quarterback still with the football. That's a good effort on the run, but the defense stops him just short of the marker. 4th down now.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, you're going to have to keep your eye on that defensive end. If he collapses down inside to the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself as a quarterback to the outside. Now, if he stays outside, you're going to go ahead and leave it in the running back's belly. In this case, he pulled it and got some good yards himself.
So on their first possession of the game, the offense stays on the field, and they'll go for it. That's a design quarterback keeper. He's tackled inside the 35 and picks up a first down.
It makes sense going for it here. You're kind of in that no man's land, depending on how much faith you have in your kicker. And if you don't get it, your opponent still has a ways to go. Now you pick it up and you can go get a touchdown.
New set it down for the offense. 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground here.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. To throw, it's King. Looked over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, they don't make the completion here. The timing seemed to be off between a quarterback and the receiver. But, man, this defensive coordinator, he may want to consider getting more pressure on this quarterback by changing some things up. He's got a lot of time back there to throw the ball, and eventually that's going to cost you.
Strong opening drive. This is the 11th play coming up. It'll be 3rd down. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. Caught over the middle. It's Haynes. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches to go.
Well, a quick short throw here, not able to convert for the first down. You'd love to see that route maybe a little bit deeper to give yourself a better chance, but they come up a little bit short. So now it's decision-making time for the coach. I'd be shocked if they didn't go for it.
The offense already has 1 4th down conversion. Can they do it for a 2nd time? We're going to get quarterback sneak here. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down. The Yellow Jackets will crank up the tempo.
That's where you tip your cap to the offensive line. 4th down in inches, simple call, quarterback sneak, but a nice surge there up front by the big boys to give the quarterback plenty of room to pick up that first.
And here's the handoff.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice solid gain.
The Yellow Jackets looking to cash in the red zone. Trying the run, it's Haynes. There's the tackle, but first down yardage.
Well, I would just stick with this RPO. That's a really solid game, and it's plays like this that eventually make that defense collapse down. Then you can pull it and hit a big play through the air to your receiver.
And then first down, right back to the running game. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, great job here by this defense. They're trying to bounce this to the outside, take advantage of his speed in the backfield, but no chance at all. The defensive speed, ability to diagnose the play, blows it up.
Receivers are bunched together. Back to throw. It's King. Finds his target, and it's complete. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
They're able to get a short gain to make this third down a little bit more manageable. But it is third and long, so this offensive line's got to be ready, do a good job of communicating, and pick up any potential blitzes here on third and long.
They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. And they get to completion. You can't reach the goal line. They tackle him inside the 5.
Now, there's just nothing here for the quarterback to do other than throw it to his back and hope that he could get the yards after the catch, enough for the first down. But the defense gives some yards, but not enough for him to get to the sticks.
Well, no surprise here. They're already 2 for 2 on fourth down. Try to make it 3 for 3 here. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Well, that is a dream start for the offense, but what an opening possession.
You know, sometimes you just want to kind of get settled into a game. These guys didn't really wait at all. They had a script. They knew exactly how to attack the defense, and it works out.
And the PAT makes it 7-0 to open scoring. Getting set to kick the ball off now. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Set it down for the offense. First down. They go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Running with purpose.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Offense getting set. It's second down. Quarterback will throw it off the run-pass option. The gain is enough to move the sticks. Ball at the 40. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. Here's the handoff. Tackled up near midfield at the 48.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I'd love to see that offensive line win the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Second down after that run on the previous play. using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. Uses the stiff arm and gets past the marker before being taken down.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
And the Broncos pick up enough for a first down. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kirk.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
And now they'll run it on the draw. Finds room at the 30. Oh, and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. Touchdown, BSU. Made the defense look slow that time.
Just all week I wondered if this back might get loose and come up with a big play like this. The defense had their back turned, couldn't really see where he was. And by the time they realized it, he just had too much speed, and he's able to take it to the end zone.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And there's the point after. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Returner decides to fair catch this. Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. But they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete.
From the snap of the ball, it looked like he knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. But the guy just had him blanketed, and he still tried to get the ball squeezed in there. He's got to do a better job of working through his progressions to find that open man.
Incompletion sets up a second down. Ball handed off. The gain moves the ball to the 34.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance at a really nice gain.
Crucial third down play coming up. On the ground, trying for the first down with a tight end. And the Yellow Jackets pick up enough yardage to move the sticks. The Yellow Jackets line up on 1st and 10 now. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. Takes the toss, heads to his right. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards.
Boy, how about the defensive speed there in team pursuit? They recognize the toss sweep from the middle of the field and show their team speed to be able to eliminate this play.
Getting set. Here's second down. Back to pass. It's King. Close to the tight end. Catch is made down the middle.
That's what makes this tight end so dangerous. You can flex him out into that slot position. He shows his versatility. He can be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do with his hands.
The offense will set up on 1st and 10. Handoff here from the shotgun. They've got him, but he picks up 8 yards. Sets up a nice 2nd and 2.
Hey, nice RPO here by the offense. Defense is going to sit back, make it easy on the quarterback, hand it off up the middle. Nice solid game. Stay ahead of the chains.
2nd down play coming up. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. Crosses the 30. Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. No stopping him. Takes it all the way. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Chris, I'm kind of like this defense. I knew this quarterback could run the football. I didn't know he could take it that far down the field and let alone score.
So they'll try to add the lead now with the PAT. PAT makes it a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Fields it just outside the goal line. And the returner brought down by that coverage team. And the Boise State offense is back out on the field. In the last possession, the defense just had no answer for this powerful ground game. Let's see what they can do this time. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in 3rd down. What is an offense doing on 3rd down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend 1st down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that 1st down.
They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Well, there's that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time, the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment.
Quarterback had a lot of time to evaluate this defense, and most of his reads downfield appeared to be taken away, so he checks it down to his running back. But how about the way this defense just runs to the football to keep him short of that 1st down? Great job by the D.
The Broncos will send the punt team onto the field.
In punt formation to kick it away.
And the returner brought down by the coverage team.
And the Georgia Tech offense will take over 1st and 10.
1st down here, the offense has time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. On the ground, it's Haynes. They've got him at the 48, but that's a 1st down. It's the 2-minute warning of this close, competitive 1st half.
You know, all week, the defensive coordinator told us about the quarterback. He told us about the receivers and how they're going to throw the football. But, man, they better get locked in on stopping this run game because that was a big-time game.
That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to pass. It's King. Looking to set up a screen pass here. And he never had a chance tackled in the backfield.
Well, the offensive line does everything they can to try to protect the quarterback to give him enough time to find an open receiver. But there's nobody there downfield. He ends up throwing it to the back. But how about the speed of this defense? Now you're looking at a 3rd down.
What will the call be on 3rd and long now from the 44? Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. He's going for a big play downfield. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
It's 3rd and long, so as an offensive coordinator, you can either play it conservative or trust your quarterback and take a shot downfield. They elect the latter, and it ends up backfiring on them.
Here comes the Boise State offense back out on the field. Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Not much time remaining to cut into this lead. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Tough running to avoid a loss, but just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play, they're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. On the run, it's Janti. He's found some room at the 45. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
See what the call is on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Minimal gain brought down short of the marker.
But the defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. Extending the play now. He'll be wrapped up on the scramble there, settling for a short gain. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. He's got some room. Can he get there? He'll be muscled out of bounds very close to the goal line.
Well, Chris, to me, the defense looks like they're dropping back in zone coverage, worried about a pass play here on 3rd down. Instead, the offense elects to run the ball, catches them off guard, and it's good enough for a first down.
1st and goal. Great chance now to draw even before halftime. They'll try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. Time running down. Just 1 play left here in the half. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. Muscles across the goal line. Touchdown, Boise State.
Boy, how exciting has this first half been? We get a touchdown here. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. A lot of great action here.
Here comes the point after attempt. And the PAT is good. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. And the coverage team brings him down as the clock runs out in the first half of play. So that's going to wrap up an interesting first half. We'll take a breath here, take a break in the booth, and be back for the second half. And the Yellow Jackets will kick this away to get the second half going. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. State offense is back out on the field. Pre-snap motion from the offense. First play of the third quarter is a handoff. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
This guy has been dominant all afternoon long, but that time, the defense has got to be asking themselves, where has that been? They finally get to him behind the line.
So from the 21-yard line, it's now 2nd and long. And he'll set up to throw. Pressured and dropped back at the 8-yard line.
How about that? One of the so-called middle guys putting the pressure on a quarterback there. That was a strong safety sneaking in. I don't think the quarterback saw him, and eventually comes home with a sack.
Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in 3rd and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up this first down? Makes a quick catch. He stopped short of the marker, so it's 4th down now.
You know, it's 3rd down. As a quarterback, you're sitting there back in the pocket trying to find a matchup that you like. Pretty much everything taken away. I like his thought to get it to the running back because he's a talented, gifted player. But he just could not wiggle free to pick up the first down.
And the Georgia Tech offense is back out there. This offense trying to bounce back. The last possession ended in a pick. Handoff to the single back. It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
To the air, it's King. Makes a quick grab. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
An important 3rd down attempt for this offense. Can they pick up the first on the ground? They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Of course, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. The quarterback hands this off, and there's nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
They've been great on 4th down so far today. 3 for 3. Can they stay perfect? Tackled at the 33. That's good enough for a first down.
What a job by this offense picking up the first down. As a play caller, you look at where you are in the field. If you punt it, there's a chance it goes into the end zone for a touchback. If you kick the field goal, it's a really long kick. So this is a great opportunity to be aggressive and pull the trigger to try to come up with a big play. They get it, keep the drive alive, and now they can get a touchdown.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? Fakes the handoff here, looking to throw it. It's incomplete. That was caused by the defensive pressure, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Man, you got to love this if you're a defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
After the 2nd down incompletion, they'll have to convert here on 3rd down and 8. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Makes the catch. Can he get in? Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And they go in front here in the second half.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
Kickoff team on the field getting set now. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start at the 25. Boise State offense back out on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. Grab down the middle. It's Dejounte.
The running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
And completion makes it second and short. Handoff to the right side. And they'll move the 6 on that one. It's a first down at the 42.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
And at first down, they go right back to him.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
Now it's second down here. And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. Caught over the middle. It's Dejounte. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there. Offense trying to move into scoring position if they can convert third and short here from the 50. They'll try to run for the first down. Run out of the 47, and that will move the sticks.
Well, that shows you the trust they have in their offensive line in this running game to get to a third down. Just trying to come up with a way to be able to keep this drive alive, keep hope alive that you can come back in this game. You rely on old reliable with that offensive line, and they come through for you.
And the Broncos pick up enough yards to move the sticks. Ball handed off. Pickup is 5 yards, so it's second down and 5.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
The game makes it second and medium. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Fighting off the defender. Inside the 30 now. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. Takes it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Broncos.
What a long run for the touchdown. I don't know if this defense was caught sleeping or walking in mud. I can't pick which one. Maybe it's both, because the running back just went right by them so easily for the big gain and a big-time score.
The PAT is up and good, so we're tied up here in the third quarter. Now they get set to kick it away. This one will be fair caught. Here comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments to get a stop? Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Man-to-man coverage, you run the drag route. You prefer to get the ball downfield, but the matchup called for at least some positive yards underneath, and he makes a nice throw.
Second down after that short completion. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Dropping back, it's King. And he lofts it toward the sideline. That deep shot is caught for a big gain. Who could not stop him? He's in. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Well, that's a well-oiled machine right there. Everyone on this offense has been a star in their roles. And when they're rolling like this, it results in quick and positive results.
And they'll set up now for the extra point drop. PAT puts him in front by 7. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. And the kickoff goes out the back of the end zone, so a touchback. And the Boise State offense is back out on the field. On that last touchdown drive, they just pounded away with the ground game. Let's see if that formula works again. Breaking free at the 35. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Chris, the thing that I love about this play is the running back showing great patience and then the vision to find that hole and then accelerate through it for a nice gain.
And that run is good for first down yardage. A new set of downs for this offense. And he's got it again. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on first down.
The gain makes it 2nd and medium. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. And he's brought down, but not before he gets first down yardage. The Broncos come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. They'll try the right here. Powering through. Ball carrier brought down. What is the final play of this third quarter?
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Georgia Tech 28, Boise State 21.
Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. Trying to find room. It's Janti. And the Broncos pick up first down yardage to keep the drive going.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
They continue to march toward a game-tying touchdown. It's 1st and 10. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. Offense will keep it on the ground here. They stop him at the 22. This offense in great scoring position now.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of them.
They're pounding away with the running game. It's 1st and 10. Quick throw. The catch is made. He's got room looking for the end zone. Touchdown, BSU. This offense is still clicking.
Chris, is a great touchdown by the quarterback and receiver, but I just can't help but think this is why defensive coordinators work so hard on the pursuit drill. Better effort from the collective defense might have prevented that from being a touchdown.
See if they can convert the point after. The PAT is up and good, and we are all tied here in the final quarter. Here's a kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. And he'll just take a knee. The drive will start at the 25-yard line. Comes the Georgia Tech offense back out on the field. Here comes a handoff. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
Second down after that previous play. Looking downfield, it's King. It's a deep throw down the right sideline. Catch is made way down inside the 30. Potentially a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a long completion.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
They'll change the pre-snap look now. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And that catch is hauled in. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch.
And they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, I kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
The Yellow Jackets are in the red zone now. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And just a short gain this time, they're able to get him down.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. Got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
That run sets up an important 3rd down call for this offense. They'll hand it off.
Well, good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the 1st down.
And the Yellow Jackets looking to keep this drive moving. Running game is working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, that's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the 2nd and 3rd-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. A quick throw out left, complete. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback, and he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
And they convert here on 3rd down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play, touchdown or field goal. Little eye candy here from the offense, some pre-snap motion. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And they take the lead in the 4th quarter. Look at the blazing speed of that quarterback. Kirk, if you're a defense trying to stop this guy, good luck.
Well, Chris, you remember this week we talked with the offensive coordinator. He talked a lot about how they have run plays on the call sheet specifically for this guy to be able to get loose and make plays. You saw that exactly on this score right here.
PAT is up and good. They lead by a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. And here comes the Boise State offense back out on the field. The last possession was just old school power football. Let's see if they can keep that going here. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you get positive yards on 1st down, that's a win.
Important 2nd down play coming up. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. Not much on that play, brought down short. And we've reached the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to steal a late game comeback victory. And the quarterback comes through under pressure, down a score late here in the 4th. The corner's now playing a couple yards off the ball. Receiver makes the grab. They'll stop him at the 34. That will be a 1st down.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the 2nd half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
The Broncos begin a new series here, 1st and 10. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
This defense just hasn't had many answers for this running back. Guy's already over 100 yards on the afternoon, but give him credit there. They made a nice play in the backfield.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Using a strong stiff arm. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the marker. Inches away. Offense needs points quickly here, trying to dial up some explosive plays. Let's see what they've got called. Can he get there on the ground? Running with purpose. Play moves the ball to about the 45. That's good for a first down. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve as much clock as possible. They need to score quickly here, trying to dial up some big plays. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Offense switches it up here, looking to throw the ball now. Can't get it away. The defense has got him. What a huge stop at this stage of the game. And the coach quickly calls timeout after the play, trying to hold on to as much time as possible.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
They've got to get points quickly here, looking for explosive plays right now. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Quick completion to the tight end. And they bring him down after a solid gain, but it's still well short of the first down marker.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
The offense getting closer to a game-tying touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Cannot get the throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this stage of the game. And the offense will spend a timeout. Just 14 seconds left on the clock. And the long drive continues. The offense just grinding away here. Looking to pass here on second down. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. And it's incomplete in the very back of the end zone.
Hey, really good call here by the defensive coordinator, working with the lead in the fourth quarter. Get 6 defensive backs with that dime look. Cover as much ground as you can and have as much speed as you can. I think the quarterback may have been confused there and just threw the ball away.
The 11th play of this marathon drive, but it's 3rd and long now. And a timeout stops the clock with 8 seconds remaining. The 11th play of this marathon drive, but it's 3rd and long now. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. And now another deep ball here. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
Well, obviously, a field goal does them no good. They're going to have to put the ball into the end zone and hope that somebody can make a game-changing play.
Here we are late in a one-score game, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw for the first down. Pressure is coming. Oh, and they've got him for a sack. Trying to pad the lead here on the final play. The defense had other ideas. Well, let's be honest, not too many people out there really gave them a chance to win this football game, but they come up with a signature upset.
I think we're as surprised as anybody with how this game really played out. You got to give all the credit to this football team. They came out, beat a very talented team, and they put the college football world on notice.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.